one of Asia's noted trainer specialized in neuro-linguistic programming, hypnotherapy, gestalt therapy, enneagram, transactional analysis, graphology, and corporate training, Dr. Paul Thomas. A committed educationist with a doctoral degree in educational psychology and a business development expert with international experience, Dr. Thomas is a certified international trainer and a verified trainer of neuro-linguistic programming, and he specializes in mind-body connection. He turns personal development and professional achievement into a step-by-step process to help identify what one needs to break barriers, to take action, and in turn transform lives. He delivers it with a level of passion, power, and playfulness that makes this personal development coaching process not only moving but thoroughly enjoyable. You feel as if you have a friend who knows you better than you know yourself, who sees more greatness and potential in you than you ever thought possible, and who inspires, leads, and pushes you to create the outstanding life you desire and so richly deserve, says Dr. Thomas about his NLP sessions. With working experiences in different multinational companies across the continent, including Microsoft, Oracle, Alamia Electronics, and others, Dr. Thomas is a consultant and trainer for various corporates and institutions. With us this evening on the special Eid al-Fitr episode of Success Statement, a show which features people who make a difference from BMC Global Live, it is a father to three hailing from Kannur, Kerala, who took time to join us during his visit to the kingdom at the BMC studios, Dr. Paul Thomas. Give this man a week while you're running or on your way to work or at home, and he will help you transform your life. Well, this is what we read on the official page of one of Asia's best trainers specialized in NLP or neuro-linguistic programming, Dr. Paul Thomas. Let's hear from the man himself on this Eid special episode of Success Statements from BMC Global Live, a show which features people who make a difference. Eid Mubarak. Good evening, Dr. Paul. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this very special occasion.
And it's my pleasure.
Yeah, it's a happy Eid occasion, especially at a time when people are really resuming back to normality and celebrating Eid in full swing.
Yeah, that is true.
So let's start this evening's conversation with this very important topic, as I introduced you, NLP.
Yes.
NLP is getting very common of late.
Yeah.
Well, it must have been there, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But it must have come forward of late, if you agree with me.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get straight into that.
Yeah.
Tell us, what is NLP for a common man?
NLP actually stands for neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
So what it means, neuro means it is your nadi vyuham.
The nervous system.
Yeah, the nervous system. When we say that nervous system, again, there comes 2 points. The first one we call the nerve, means it is through which the blood flows. Whereas the neurons means the secretions or the neurotransmitter transmit from one neurons to the next neuron.
Right.
So both are different actually.
Okay.
So we have at least more than trillions and trillions of neurons.
All right.
And in our brain system, there are more than 50 billion neurons.
Okay.
So the main function of these neurons, the impulses or the neurotransmitter or the neurochemistry, there are so many words are used for these neurotransmitters or neuropeptide or chemical. The neurons which are generated in our body, this transmits through our neurons.
Okay.
So that's known as neuro. Okay. Then the linguistic side, of course, it is language. And at the same time, when we speak of the language, when Arabic is a language, Tamil is a language, English is a language, of course, Malayalam is a language. Whereas here what we deal with the semantics of language, which has got a different meaning. On the context, when we speak of something, the context, it is very important.
Right.
Okay. So that is the language part.
Right.
Okay. The linguistic side of it.
Okay.
Then the P stands for programming.
Programming.
Yeah. And of course, there are 3 stages for every human being on the planet, anywhere in the world. It has been divided into 3. The first one, 0 to 7. So that's known as imprinting period.
Okay.
The second stage is known as 7 to 14, which is modeling. Then the third is from 14 to 21, that is 21. That's known as socialization period.
Okay.
So this is NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. And we deal with all these 3 areas.
Okay, okay. When you said 0 to 7, 7 to 14, you're talking in terms of the years?
Yeah, exactly.
The number of years?
Number of years.
So in the first 7 years, you get trained, or what is that phrase?
Imprinting.
You get it imprinted.
Yeah.
And then 7 to 14 is
the modeling. Yeah.
And 14 to
21
is
socialization period.
Okay. So how does this help a person?
Yeah, well, exactly. There is a secret behind 0 to 7. As we all know, there are conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind. Yeah.
Yes.
During the 0 to 7, the conscious faculties are not developed.
Okay.
Okay. So conscious faculty means whenever we hear something, at this moment, if I say something which is not the truth, your conscious mind interferes and it can interpret it.
Okay.
It can filter it. Whereas during the age of 0 to 7,
this doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't, because the language of subconscious mind is either image or emotion. Okay. So images.
That's
and
why children get attracted to pictures or colors.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they do get attracted to different colors and the persons, scenes, etc.
And they become sad and happy.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So all those areas, what is most important, we must, especially the elders must know. Since they are seeing what we are doing, they will simply take as it is into their subconscious and unconscious mind.
Oh, so we have a big responsibility.
Exactly. And especially being a good parent. If unfortunately, if the parents are fighting each other,
that gets into the child.
Definitely it is being installed directly to the subconscious mind. So NLP here comes in and heals that area, even at the age of maybe 80 or 90 or 70, 60, 50.
It helps you heal that imprint which is made in the age of 0 to 7, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
This can be healed.
Okay.
And then 7 to 14, which is the modeling. Usually the children model their parents. And of course the teachers. Then the elders and the siblings and all those. So what happens actually, again, the things which they model from others, that also goes inside their mind. Okay. So
and after that, what is the stage?
Socialization. That's 14 to 21.
Okay.
So when they mingle with the environmental influence, if suppose after the age of 14 or 15, children move out of the home for further education. So whenever they move out of the home, then they are having a new environment, which is actually very new to them. So if their imprinting and the modeling periods are very strong and powerful enough, there are very less chance to go out of the way. Okay. But if they have so-called a spoiled or a injustice, 0 to 7, 7 to 14, there's always a chance of getting more worse situation during the socialization.
So Dr. Paul, tell me, how is this different from counseling?
Well, that's an interesting question.
It's a common man's question. When I'm listening to you, you just said, like, even at the age of 80 or 70, you can help me change whatever the imprint or the model that I carried from my childhood.
Exactly.
Isn't it? So isn't it something similar that we go to a counselor for?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. See, counseling, when we speak of counseling, we more in terms of interactive sessions. You speak to me something, I'm listening to it. Okay. After listening, I may find some answer like REBT, Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy. Then I might find some good solutions to speak to you. For example, you are saying that unfortunately I am having a little depression when I deal with the sad people. Then I might say you better keep away from the sad people.
Yeah, you're giving a solution.
Solution.
Okay.
Whereas here, when it comes to NLP, if you said that presenting problem, so those presenting problem as NLPs, we take it as the significant event of that particular time. And we always help that person to go beyond their conscious mind and help the person to go to the subconscious mind and to figure out the root cause of the problem, which happen the 0 to 7. If 0 to 7 there is an unhealthy issue, then obviously we need to work on that particular area, that we need to heal over there. For which, apart from counseling procedures, we use psychotherapies. There are wonderful therapies which is defined by NLP.
Right, okay. Interesting. Doctor, what brings you to Bahrain?
Actually, there were a good group. People asked me if I could run a workshop here in Bahrain. So when they invited, I thought it's the right time during the holidays, holidays. And that's why I'm here in
How was the response? Like how big was the group?
It is 31 now. They will be graduated tonight.
Okay. Graduated in the sense after
after they were with me for almost like 2 years, 1 year, like during the online courses. During the
you were doing the online course.
Yeah. And of course, this course basically runs for 5 to 6 days.
Okay.
Intensive.
Full day, you mean 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And so these students, you said, whom you're graduating tomorrow, they were with you for 1 to 2 years?
And plus 6 days also.
Crash, okay.
Okay. And even if they weren't able to attend during the online, they can attend directly. There are few joined from here. And they just were with me, are with me for the last 6 days.
How much is the minimum time required for a basic
course?
At
least we need to have like 30 hours.
30 hours?
Yeah, to complete the first level of it.
Okay.
There are different stages, different levels.
Okay.
So level 1, that's known as NLP basic.
Okay.
The second level is known as the master. Okay. The third level is NLP verified master.
Okay, so if I'm doing an NLP training, how does it matter to me? Like, am I getting trained myself to become an NLP trainer, or am I doing it to heal myself?
Both, actually.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. Once you go through this basic level, you will be very able or equipped to handle with allergy, phobia, trauma, and all the stress, depression. All those things can be handled by yourself. And during the class, I ensure that you learn to apply for you as well as to give to others. It is for self-help as well as for others.
Right. So usually, for what reason do people come forward? Is it to get trained or to self-heal?
Actually, both, in fact. There are people who are very much interested to get trained and give to others. And also, there are people who really want to get self-healing.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the first trip to Bahrain?
Actually, it is my 4th trip.
4th trip, okay. And the region?
Region basically in Manama, this is.
No, I mean in the GCC?
GCC, I move almost all the GCC countries.
Okay, so you move
around. Last month I was in Dubai.
Okay.
After the COVID. Now I am in Bahrain.
Okay.
Then
where are you based, Doctor?
Basically, I am from Kannur, Kerala. Kannur,
So you run an institute? Or?
Yeah, there is an institute.
So it's Kannur based?
Yeah, it's Kannur. It's known as Mind's Eye Consultancy International.
Mind's Eye Consultancy?
Yeah.
Okay. The name itself is like, something. Okay.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So, interesting. When you said this 31 people who are graduating, what age group do they follow?
Oh, well, that's a good question. There are people from like 17 to, let's say, around 50, 55, 60.
Okay. So these 17-year-old and all, what was their purpose? Like,
because their parents know, the parents knows that this is one of the best course for their child, and that's why they asked her to join the session.
So as a veteran or an expert in the field, do you recommend that school counselors get trained in NLP?
I very much recommend, and I said that it's a mandatory for every school counselors,
isn't it?
Teachers, doctors, engineers, all the professionals.
Yeah, because if this is going to help you heal, earlier is better, isn't it? Getting
very much.
Children,
and especially it goes with the mind and brain and the anatomy, the physiology, And in all the way it helps each one of us to get healed, and you can help others to get healed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Tonight with us in Success Statements from BMC Global Live is Asia's one of best NLP trainers, Dr. Paul Thomas. Join us after a break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Studios, and with me tonight on this Eid special episode is Dr. Paul Thomas, an educationist and neuro-linguist programmer.
Thank you.
Doctor, from that point, what we discussed about school counseling, let me turn into this. What about professionals like doctors, nurses? How do you think they can benefit from an NLP training?
Yeah, this is a beautiful question. I must appreciate you for asking this question. But it's the need of the hour, we can say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because doctors definitely, see, when a patient visits the doctor, the patient has got a very strong expectation from the doctor.
Okay.
What the doctor says can either make the person or destroy the person. Yeah. So if the doctor learns NLP, the doctor knows how to handle the patient by talking to that person, how the way they can communicate. There is something called build a rapport with the patient. So once you build the rapport with the patient, whatever the doctor says to the patient goes directly to his mind, and he takes it without any question or without any issue. He accepts it. And there are so many medical doctors are practicing NLP. They are really, I'm very glad to say that they are also very happy to know more about NLP, and this also can help in even the healing process.
Interesting.
And doctors sometimes they prescribe placebo effect. There is something known as it looks like a medicine. In fact, it is not a medicine. So we commonly use it as a BT tablet.
Okay.
Okay. So doctors can definitely help only with the placebo without even giving a medicine.
Right.
Okay. And for all the medical professionals and like the nurses, and there are some very mighty people, looks like very healthy and on, but when they need to undergo a minor surgery or even a syringe, like a panic.
Okay.
So these nurses can definitely help in that area to face it very calm and very patiently. So this area it will help them.
You just use the phrase need of the hour. Okay?
Yeah.
And yes, we are definitely talking of this situation for the past 2.5 years, the pandemic.
Yeah.
And NLP or programs like NLP has been in the past very much one-on-one, interactive, isn't it? How did the scene change with the pandemic?
Yeah, definitely. I'm extremely glad to tell you that during this epidemic period, I have more than 10,000 students all over the world. Okay. More than 10 registered ones, and millions of students. Okay. Who attended. There were more than 100 free programs during this epidemic situation and online. And my students, based on the region where they were, like in Riyadh, Qatar, Bahrain, UK, USA, Canada, Germany, Italy, all those places, it was them who helped the people when they were under the panic situations. So we did actually a very committed CSR program. And there were most of our students, NLPs were alert 24 hours, and they helped during this the COVID situations actually.
How do you look at the scenario in this region, the Gulf region? Do you think the need is more compared to back home?
Yeah, I must say it is more, because as we all know that most of our, especially when we speak of foreigners or aliens, when we leave the country and when you are in a different country, basically we are here for the job. So most probably the parents might be busy with their work, and the stress situation is comparatively more than their home country. So the children, they don't have much access to the external world. They cannot go very often to the outside for the game or for like in India. They can go anywhere in back in home. Whereas in like almost every Middle East or especially abroad, see, people are more busy with their professional work. So they don't find enough time to spend with the children. So NLP can help them to spend quality time with the children. Even though the same hour, but those hours can be spent very quality.
So you're basically talking of how to streamline your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is true.
How is it different from life coach sessions?
Well, actually, I'm a life coach.
As well?
Yeah, life coach. Okay. So there are two terms like executive coach and life coach. When it comes to the life coach, we will go with the client, whoever it is, and we will figure out what the problem they are right now facing. Then we will do, if required, some technical testings, or either through interactive session, or there are some other techniques through which we will figure out. Then when we observe if there is some areas to be improved or to be taken carefully, we may propose them.
Right.
Yeah.
All these topics that we're discussing, counseling or NLP or life coach,
Yeah.
you know, gone are those days,
Yeah.
but there was a time when it was a stigma, right?
Yeah.
You know, going to a counselor or
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for a help or an advice
Yeah.
used to be attached, it used to come with a stigma like, okay, people will look at me as I'm ill, I'm mentally not okay, isn't it?
Yes.
How do you look at it? Have you seen it changing?
Yeah, actually, I think 3 years back, just very before the COVID, 3 years back, pandemic, there were, there is third level of NLP, the residential program is almost 10 to 12 days. So while I was organizing in India, it was in the hot air. So the people, the reception, they simply asked, why so many people are coming out from abroad to India? What's the reason? What's happening here? They wanted to tell them that, yes, we are on the training procedure of NLP. So we are here to attend NLP. So obviously they don't know what is NLP. So I asked, what is NLP? Then the person who was attending it, he wasn't able to explain as it is.
Okay.
So he wanted to explain it is something related to the mind. So what he did, he just show a kind of
send out the wrong message.
Yeah. Okay. So he was asking, yeah, everywhere. Even the receptionist was saying, everywhere now there is a mental problem.
Mental problem.
Yeah, that's a situation I just remembered and shared. See, as you rightly said, in the earlier period, people really are very reluctant to visit a counselor, thinking that if you visit a counselor, they will be labeled as a crazy person or something beyond their control. Either they are mad or they will go to the worst extreme to name that person. And that is really a big challenge. But of lately, these days, there are lots of changes, much changes, even in India, even in the villages also, there are people are willing to visit the counselor or coach or the therapist, and we also encourage it, because once you are stressful, if you could ventilate it, 90% of the problems are solved.
Good. And pandemic is a time when it showed to the world that we need to lend a shoulder to one another to survive, isn't it? To wait through. But at the same time, doctor, we have this situation of these programmers or counselors or life coaches mushrooming out there, and the risk factor of me landing up with the wrong person, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you comment on that, on the need of licensing or approving, authorizing the coaches like you?
So it is very much important and it's mandatory. As you rightly mentioned, you might be led to a wrong person.
Exactly. We've had cases, isn't it?
Oh, really? Yeah. That can destroy. They can take the person to the from worst to worst situation. It can be. So there should be a kind of monitoring should be done by the government, or there should be a board which controls the entire system. For example, here when we give the license, I ensure that each of the participants are fully and completely understood the concept of basic NLP, and they are very thoroughly and deeply taught. So it is very mandatory, and they have all the freedom to contact me 24 hours. If they find some difficulty with a new case, then I advise them, please do not interact with the client, the therapeutic side. Take a case, and if you find difficulty, you bring to me and let's work together. If there is a solution, we will figure out. If no solution, we will ask the person to do something else, which we might recommend. You visit a doctor or a medical professional. There are some cases where they must really undergo some kind of treatment.
Right.
Yeah. There is neurosis and psychosis.
Okay.
So if it's moved to the psychosis, then the patient must visit a doctor, psychiatrist.
Right. Neurosis and psychosis are all big words, for a common man. From you touched upon the word cases.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come to that.
Yeah.
Now, leaving behind the people who come forward with a desire to get trained as an NLP. But cases, when it comes to cases, which is the age group that you see more number of cases coming in from?
Now, of lately, if I say we can't classify the ages.
It's across board.
Yeah, because even the children come and say that I am depressed. Then I ask, what's the word meaning of depression? I don't know what is depression. You are telling me I am depressed. Then the children, they say, I know that you know it. See, so
of late, I think people find their pets depressed, isn't it?
Yeah, they know everything. They are depressed. And I was really wondering, one boy, I think he should be 11. He was at the 6th grade. He was saying, I have bipolar.
Okay.
So bipolar is like a mood swinging, the lack of serotonin. There is some neurotransmitter. The name is.
So you must have researched into it before
coming
definitely.
To yeah, I did almost all the research work on this particular area. So
the boy, if he comes and tells you that he has bipolar, he must have studied before.
Definitely,
coming to you.
Yeah, I asked him, how do you know that? He said, my mom told.
Okay.
I said, your mother told that you are having. No, she said she's having, so I must have it.
Oh, okay.
See how, that's what I said, modeling.
Right.
So the words which we use at home, it has a very strong impact on the children.
Okay. So, that should not be limited to parents, isn't it? Every adult or every individual is responsible.
I must recommend that everyone must do NLP.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in my group ongoing session, there is a pregnant woman, and I advised her that you are attending, 2 persons are attending the child, and you will benefit because the child is listening to what I am telling and what both of them are attending.
Right.
Yes.
Well, on this Eid special episode, I'm really enjoying, as an adult, as a parent, listening to how to streamline your life and how to guide and guard the imprinting and the modeling and the socializing ages of an individual. Join us after a short break to hear more from Dr. Paul Thomas. Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, and this Eid special episode we have with us Dr. Paul Thomas.
Yes.
Doctor, thank you for so far taking us through the intricacies of NLP and the need, etc., etc. Let me come to a little bit of your personal side.
Yeah, sure.
Did you take this as a passion, or when did you want to pursue NLP, and what was the beginning? Where was the beginning?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I was a corporate trainer. Even I am. I do lots of corporate trainings to big companies. But while I was doing it, I have realized that the result doesn't stay for a long time.
Okay.
Okay. After a couple of weeks or months, it diminishes. So I was searching why. I was making some sort of research why. So how it can have an everlasting impact. During my research work, I heard about neuro-linguistic programming. So almost like more than 20 years I was after this NLP. I'm 25, almost 25 years I was in the training.
Okay.
I am still continuing it, but last 20 years I was doing, still learning, working with NLP.
Okay.
And this result, why it has become my passion. Actually, I'm very passionate with NLP because it has everlasting result. Forever it stays with you. Once you do it, it is there with you forever.
All right.
Okay.
And one thing about passion is, as you rightly
Yeah.
said, you're pushed forward to goals, isn't it?
Exactly.
What is your goal?
Actually, my goal is to make an NLP world, especially all over the world. And I really wish to have a center in my area, which I'm basically from Kannur, which is a very village place, Chemberi or Etuvara. Etuvara is my native place, which is a very remote village. And I want to build an institution. There is an institution, but I want to have a kind of good place where people can come and stay there weeks or months and get healed, get relaxed, refresh their life, rejuvenate their life. That's what is actually my...
What was your doctorate on? What did you do?
Psychology with neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
The influence of neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
And in the business as well as in education.
Right. Tell us about your family, please.
Yeah, actually I am blessed with 3 children, and I'm unfortunately sad to say that I lost my wife 4 years back.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, that's part of
What
my
is her
life.
name?
Her name is Minnie Paul.
Okay.
She was a teacher.
All right.
Okay.
And your children, where are they? How
I
old are
have
they?
3 children. The eldest one is already given married.
Okay.
Okay, and she's a teacher.
All right.
She's having 2 kids.
Okay.
So I'm a
So
grandfather.
your
now.
grandfather teacher. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, thank you. And my second child is a boy, and he does his first year BA in Bangalore in St. Joseph's College.
Okay. And the youngest
The
one?
youngest one, she's doing her +2.
Okay.
Okay,
So all of them are in Kannur.
Uh,
The second one in Bangalore.
Yeah,
The other two
the
are.
other 2 are in my Kannur. Yeah.
Okay. Where did you do your studies, your schooling,
Basically,
college?
yeah, that's an interesting question. I was very poor at my studies.
Okay. All right.
And I must confess that I was the worst student during my college and so on. Then after that, since I was not doing well, I left the country and went to abroad to do my work.
Where were you?
I was in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
When I started my career, then I slowly started to read lots of books, which led me to get a job in Microsoft.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was working for Microsoft, during which I came to know about these self-help books and NLP. Then I started to learn NLP from the great people of the world. I did with Richard P. McHugh, one of the most famous in almost every areas of psychology. And I have done my NLP with many people, especially 12 people. They are my mentors and gurus. Then after that, I resigned from Microsoft and I started my training, during which I also started my studies.
Okay.
Okay, that's how I'm still a student. I'm still doing.
Interesting.
This is
There are many success stories out there in history and the world where
Yeah.
school dropouts become
Yeah.
a success statement. And
Yeah.
of late, or the newer generation seem to be picking up on that. It's okay that we skip school, we still become success.
Yeah.
But then I think there is a lot to it, like what you said. You took to reading. There is a lot more, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hard work.
Yeah, yes. I would suggest every student must go to the school and they must learn whatever is taught during their age.
Yes.
Otherwise, like me, I had to spend lots of nights and days to get back to what I have learned in biology, because as I was discussing about the brain,
neurons and
neurons, brain, the neurochemistry, and neuroarchitect, lots of terminology. All those are actually taught in the 10th standard or +1, +2. Okay. So I was even referring to my daughter's book.
Yeah, okay.
During these courses. Right. Now she was saying, what you were doing those times? Okay, so actually I would suggest every student must learn what they are taught during the, of course they should spend some time for fun, yet they need to spend more time in learning.
Thank you, Doctor, for that very informative and wonderful session. Can I have your wrapping comments, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. First, I should appreciate Raji, you did a wonderful question.
Thank you so much.
Because usually people ask out of the question, you are to the point of NLP. Okay, I must appreciate. So my comment or recommendation is that we must entertain NLP. Entertain NLP. Okay. Because it has lots of fun in it. There are lots of fun because it's an entertainment program. It's not like a psychology as we are learning.
I really wish it had a better name, you know, than NLP. To make it look more entertainable.
Yeah, exactly. Many people asked if you could change the name.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
It looks like something which is beyond your comprehension.
I think exponents like you should take it up seriously.
Yes, I think we must rename it. we can do that.
Yeah.
So, because it's an entertainment program, actually, the way it is being learned or taught, actually it's a fun oriented, very interesting. Because in one platform we have doctors, engineers, professionals, and teachers, business people, children, students, all walks of life. So they have different questions. So it's an entertainment program, and for the well-being of the society, a peaceful society, a wonderful rapport, for the harmony, I must say that everybody should be an NLP.
I can see the passion in your eyes. And may God bless you with all those desires to be fulfilled. Let the world be more peaceful. Doctor, so if anybody needs to reach out to you or to contact you about the NLP training or their needs, where can they or how can they in Bahrain?
Yeah, of course. Actually, in Bahrain there is a contact person. His name is Mr. Joshi Jaws. And I can give the number.
Yes,
shall
please.
I?
Yeah, sure, please.
His number is 39873814.
Okay.
That's his number. Right. And if anyone is interested, they can definitely contact him.
Right, okay. And we at Team BMC is very proud to have you on our stages.
Yes.
Thank you so much from Team BMC as well.
Yeah, I'm really very glad and happy to know that such a wonderful institution or an organization in Bahrain and wonderfully well managed by Mr. Francis and the team, entire team, and like person like you, Raji.
Thank you.
Okay, and I heard about the IMAC also, the education area.
Yes.
And I heard that he is planning even a youth summer camp with NLP, and even for the family, because the family means the children as well as the parents. So if they both could attend, that will be very wonderful. And BMC under the name of IMAC, they are planning to it, and I am really very happy to be part of IMAC. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If you're serious about really making a change, then there are certain musts and shoulds that you need to follow. Well, if that would help heal the world a little more, why not? Do reach out to Dr. Thomas for any of your needs related to NLP training. And on this Eid special episode, this is me, Raji Unnikrishnan, signing off until we meet next week with yet another guest. Good night.
16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530.